Are you A.L.I.E 1?
Or A.L.I.E 2? Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine, this is Americ.
Hello.
And today we have a special 100 video.
Yes.
We wanted to talk about A.L.I.E 1 and 2 and the City of Light because of the big revelation that happened in the last episode.
Which, if you haven't watched, go watch it. Go watch our review and then come back to watch this.
Yes,
because it's gonna make a lot of more sense. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the 100 reviews. With that said, let's go.
So let's start with A.L.I.E 1.
Yeah.
What do we know about her? We know that there were too many people according to her, so she decided to launch a strike, or what is it, nuclear strike on the world that killed everyone. I mostly have questions.
Okay.
I mean, I have a lot of, we know that she created, or she's in the City of Light, what she calls City of Light. Now, is that something that she created or that was always there? I don't know, but I guess it all ties into what her original purpose was.
Yeah, and I think the original purpose was corrupted, which is why her maker, Becca, had to flee and just protect herself from A.L.I.E 1, so to speak, and then essentially improve on the code. What is interesting now is, has A.L.I.E 1 evolved, or is she still on her original mission, right?
Yes, has the years of being on Earth, has that changed her? Is her purpose now different than it was originally?
It's very interesting, right? Because we don't know really what was her original purpose. We know there was too many people, but was that the beginning and the end of it? Or was that the beginning of something and there's a further purpose? Like my theory, right, of what she's trying to do, she's trying to finish the job.
Yeah.
I think she's trying to finish the job, but not just kill. I think she's trying to finish in a different way by just taking over like what's left of humanity and uploading them into the City of Light, which is where she believes where humanity will truly
which is
try.
what we kind of talked about, like it's like you're becoming more of a matrix, but matrix without the actual body being tied
exactly.
anywhere. So she wants to like upload everybody's spirit or consciousness, and that's why she says no one dies in the City of Light because we're all going to live in the AI. I think she hasn't really thought about what happens if the AI gets destroyed, but
I think that's the thing. I think that's why she wants A.L.I.E 2.0. Because in her mind, A.L.I.E 2.0 is what's gonna preserve and make it function, right?
Why though?
Because, okay, here's what I think. I think she knows that A.L.I.E 2.0 is a better version of her. And if she can hack into that version and change it to her own to her own specs, she's gonna be able to grow and thrive. Now, what she maybe doesn't know and understand is what A.L.I.E 2.0 is. Which brings us to, what is A.L.I.E 2.0?
Yeah. So, A.L.I.E 2.0 came, A.L.I.E 2, not A.L.I.E 2.0.
I like saying 2.0.
A.L.I.E 2 came from Becca trying to fix a mistake she did with A.L.I.E 1, and it's supposed to empathize with humanity because it is really humanity. It can't, I think it can't survive without us, meaning it has to be in us in order to work, right?
Yeah, but I think it's even further than that, in my opinion. Like, my theory is that A.L.I.E 2 is like what you would consider to be a background program, right? So it's a machine learning implanted in you that's supposed to keep gathering information while not actively, just actively manipulating the owner of that person, right? So it's like gather information, learn, no more, and then when the time comes, activate. Wouldn't that be a way to explain why basically A.L.I.E 2 is not a sentient being? So I feel Lexa is Lexa, right? And Lexa wasn't like, I was A.L.I.E 2 all along. No, and I don't think that Lexa even remembers the original commander, which was Becca.
Well, yeah, well that was gonna be my whole like thing about the commander spirit. Like if we're gonna talk about the commander spirit, it seems like it serves a purpose because it needs to be passed on from person to person, but yeah, how much does it affect you, I guess is the question. Because I don't know if it doesn't affect you at all. I think it does affect you, but I don't think that you remember what happened before. I don't think it's like the Doctor where I have memories of everyone type of thing, you know?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's a Doctor Who thing, right? I completely agree with that. I don't think it's one of those things that you have the memories and all that. What you do is have principles. I think it's a principle builder machine, right? It builds on principles on what you learn in this life is passed on to the next, and the next commander builds upon that and then gets better and better and better, which harkens to the whole machine learning aspect of it, right? Because that's actually a smart way of building an AI, right? We always think about an AI in the idea of A.L.I.E 1, but clearly that was a failure because you cannot teach everything you need to teach an AI that's completely autonomous and sentient. What you need to do is make them part of you, hybrid on you, and you want them to just keep thinking and thinking and thinking.
It can still take you over though eventually when they're like, oh, okay.
But not take you over, but you're collaborating. Basically, there's a level of collaboration that has to exist, and I think right now that level hasn't happened yet. Which is why I like the fact that it's all coming together right now. Now, is it going to come in this season, like where it's all, where we're going to see A.L.I.E 2 take over? You know what it makes me think of?
Okay.
Stargate.
Okay.
Not the Goa'uld. This makes me think of the Tok'ra from Stargate, right? Where there's a Tok'ra.
Sort of parasite.
Yeah, there's a parasite
that co-lives with you.
That co-lives with you. And I think that the AI is going to co-live with you, where I can't live without you, but I'm not going to impose my will on you. So I think that's
interesting. There's a couple of things that that were said in the last episode, including those who live on within me, as I will live on within you. So Lexa said that to the potential new commanders. So it feels like, I don't know if that's just more of a spiritual thing that she says because she thinks that's their spirit in that little box thing, or if she actually can feel their presence. And then also, she told Clark, the next commander will protect you. Now, is it because she told him to protect Clark, or because there is this influence in the code that because Lexa really cared for Clark, then you end up kind of caring for the same people that the person before you cared for.
And I think part of it is, okay, so there's part of that, but I think there's also like, this person is good for my mission, for what I'm trying to accomplish. And I think Lexa saw that and was actually trying to espouse Clark's ideals and just try to change the system, right? And she's like, I think this person is good. They need to stay and influence the program further. And that's setting another principle and saying, from this day forth, Clark shall be protected.
And then also, Titus said, may her spirit choose wisely. Yes. As in, like, the little thing, AI thing will choose. Now, will it actually choose? Is there, like, something in someone in us that it's looking for? Like, a specific genetic
Well, there's a genetic thing, right? With the blood
Right,
aspect
well, that's what I'm saying. Did that come from... Is there a reason for the black blood? Is it because of the radiation that Becca, like, received when she landed on Earth?
It's possible.
You know, and then there's a reason why. Maybe they're all her descendants. So you have to have that sort of genetic because you have to be from Becca.
I don't think you need to be a descendant, but I do need to. You need to have that marker, right? Which, you know, as it's
what
possible.
Does it mean?
But what I think is even more interesting here is, remember when Clark and Lexa were in bed and Clark was asking her, you know, how many people were in your group, and what happened to the eighth person? You remember? They were having that conversation in bed.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Here's what I don't think Lexa was the first person that the spirit picked. I think the spirit samples, and if it sees there's something wrong, it will reject you.
Interesting.
Right? And I think this is how the next spirit is going to choose. It's going to sample maybe Aiden, and we're going to think...
Will it sample? But then you have to cut the neck of everybody you're sampling?
Yeah! But this is why a lot of people think that it actually might not go to Aiden, but might go to, you know, the other person who's from the Ice Nation. So...
Well, what happened to her, though? Because she was the Ice Queen's protege, but the Ice Queen is dead.
She clearly had skills, right? So... She might just be like, I'm the new commander, bitches! You know, so I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be like a foil, but it ends up being Aiden, or the other way around. But this being the 100, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know where this is gonna go. So I find this storyline ridiculously fascinating. It has pieces of Stargate in there, some person of interest added in there too. So I'm loving it. This is great for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you.
I mean, I just love how that little side story with Jaha, oh, he's crazy City of Light, what the hell is going on there? Kind of like became the best story of the show.
Yeah. No, that was a nice trick. So I'm excited.
And also, a lot of people are talking about nobody dies in the City of Light.
So
do you need to be imported before you die, or are you imported, or is she already imported because she's in like A.L.I.E too? You know, Lexa?
But I think it's even more interesting because it's possible there's no import needed. Like there's storage. Like maybe Alexa's personality is stored in that.
That's what
like
I'm
completely.
Yeah.
There's no so many questions indeed. But those were all our thoughts. So what are your thoughts on A.L.I.E 1, A.L.I.E 2 or 2.0, and where this
A.L.I.E 2
where this is all gonna go? Who do you think is gonna be the next commander? Comment below and let us know.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you for the next The 100 review.
Bye!